Hi class, I'm back. So I'm going to resume our discussion with development of UML diagrams. So this will be the second example. And so I got kind of mixed up on the first video trying to relate two classes. So I think I've got it figured out. I had to take a brief foray into the documentation of UML. I just basically went on the internet and Googled for a whole bunch of stuff, but I think it makes sense now. So here's how here's how we can deal with the development of our UML diagram for our vehicle inventory system. So if I go to my folder and go to my UML, and it was called vehicle inventory, so I'll just click. First of all, I'll open up the clips, and I have nothing being displayed in the clips, as you can see. And then I'll go into my folder where we last put our vehicle inventory uh, diagram, and I'll just double click on that. Whoop, actually not double click, but I want to do a file open. So file, open file, and select that from the UML. Okay, and then up comes our two classes. Now, last time I lost this linkage right here. So to use it, click on it, left click on it once, and then right click and then copy. And then just come over to your editor and then paste. Okay, and you'll see the two nodes. And then you can just drag the connecting nodes like so. And then you can uh, edit the properties. Uh, so you can just like, I don't know what this teaches to thing means, just take it off. It must be for some previous example. I'll take off this LT equals. And what I would think is that 0 or 1 orders, okay, um, is classically linked to a 1 inventory, okay? So 0 or 1 orders, okay, goes to 1. So I'll change this. You see I'm editing in the properties window right here, the properties. So I'll put a 1 there, okay? And let's see here. I can kind of connect it, make it look like so. I'm just dragging a bit. And so there's our this is called an in-array relationship. So if we go back to the University of Michigan note, um, we have a 0 or 1, 0 colon 1 to 0 or 1. So basically, what I'm saying is that each order is associated with an inventory. Okay, so 1 order goes to 1 inventory. Okay, or 0 orders goes to 1 inventory. Okay, so an inventory, or you can read it the other way. You could say 1 inventory has 0 is associated with 0 or 1 particular orders. Okay, so that's the relationship, and you can read more about that in UML literature. So this is the linkage between, say, order and inventory. Now, if you don't like my explanation, you can take a note and just drag a note, copy, so select, copy, paste, and then you can explain how you justify this particular relationship. Okay. And you can set the, if you don't like the purple color, you can do something like that. And then you can go into the properties windows and say, okay, note. You can say, you can comment your UML diagram saying that 0 or I'm wondering if, I suspect there's a way we could set the fonts as well, the font style. 0 or 1 orders in an inventory, okay? Or something like this, whatever makes sense. Okay, so you can do that. Set background color. Maybe we don't want a background color, it's cluttering up the, so no, okay. And then is there a way to set the border style, foreground color? No. Oops, that just set foreground color. Better do something. Oh well, maybe I'll just delete it. Okay, so you can do something like that. All right, so that's one particular relationship. Now, so order details. Okay, so an order is comprised of order details. All right, so let's suppose we have a class called order details. So it'd be nice if I could zoom in and out. I wonder if there's a zoom function. There's no zoom, right? Control. Well, we can scroll, of course. Get rid of that. That's something. Okay, so let me create a orders detail class. Copy. So right click, copy, paste, and I'll just drag it here. I don't know where that link came from. We'll build our own links. And so so we will call this order details is the class name. Okay, and I don't care about packages yet. You may, if you wish to incorporate package usage, you may. And some properties. Let's not deal with properties yet. So this particular class has a private variable ID, which is of type long. The order has a size, okay, and we'll say that's a long as well. And let's see, the order has a stock ID. So we'll make that a string. And let's see, the order details consists of an order ID. Okay, and so these are for relating super and subclasses. Okay, as far as methods go, at this point I can't think of any, since this is just nothing but a holder for data. Right, so we'll just leave our class like this. And so in this case, order details is inextricably bound to the order class. Okay, so we need a something like a, okay, so we need a what kind of relationship? We need this. We need a composition type relationship. It's not an aggregation because the order details doesn't go and affiliate itself with other superclasses. It's a composition. It's a strict composition. So we need a solid filled diamond connector going from order details to order. Okay. So let's see. We can grab one of these. Right click, copy. Okay. Paste. All right. And so right there and right there. Okay. So let me just make it a little more discernible. Now notice that the diamond is not solid filled. So how do we get a solid filled diamond? Okay, so what I can do is I can right click on it and set foreground color to black. Oh, check that, set background color to black. Okay, so if you set the background color, then you realize the solid fill. Okay, so this is a composition relationship. And I lost my relationship between inventory and order. So let me put that back. Okay, so copy, paste. Okay, so put that there and put this here. Okay, and let's see, take out the label. Or if you want to keep the label, you can just say relationship or something. You can type that. And we can take out this. So M1 would be a 0 to 1. That's fine. And then M2 would just be a 1. Okay. All right. So that's so we have this kind of relationship. And of course, you want to tag your linkages with more meaningful nomenclature. All right. Okay. So excuse me. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to save everything. Save all. Okay. Little note there. Okay. Good. Okay. So what else? I guess we could have a relationship between order and supplier. So let's create a supplier class. So copy, paste. Here's my supplier class. Oops, Control Z. Hang on. Maybe if I did a simple class, copy, paste. So a simple class. And then what is it? It's yeah, so I just selected simple class. So I'm getting better at this now. And let's see, we'll just call it supplier, like so. And then 2 dashes means underline. And then for our data, we'll have an ID, private ID, and a name, of course. And then the methods of the supplier, public method find factory and public method find supplier, for instance. Okay, and then you can put in some documentation that explains what these are. Is it not realizing? Oh, it's not big enough. I'm sorry. I need to resize my box, right? So resize the box. There we go. So here's my simple class, and now I need to relate that to the order. So we have 0 or more orders are associated with a supplier. So that makes sense. So how can we do that? That would be another one of these um, associations, right? It would be one of these associations right here, an association. Okay, since you don't think that supplier is an aggregate of an order or a supplier is a composition of an order, it's an associative relationship. Okay, so um, copy, paste. Okay, and we can put that node here, and then we can put that node there. And I think, is there a way to bend it? I don't think so. Um, I'll figure that out later as well. So in this case, we don't need this. So we could say we have 0. I don't need this. We could have 0 or more orders associated with one supplier, like so. And I'll stretch the node, the link so that they touch. And let's see, maybe if I put some spaces like that, get it off the deal there. Okay. Okay. And like so. Okay. It looks kind of. I think there's a way you can put a kink in this link. Let's see. Is there a way to? Ah, let's try this. Let's delete this. Let's take this. Nope, that doesn't work. There's probably some sort of symbology that I'm not seeing here. Maybe you can see it as you work through it. Okay. So let's try it again. Copy, paste. Okay, so I'll put that there. Okay, and teaches to. This will be some a 1 there, and this will be a 0 to star right here, like so. Okay, so there's our yeah. So you just have to kind of toy around with it. It's kind of interesting the way it moves around. This tool still has a ways to go as far as development goes. Okay, so there's our relationship, and so between order and supplier. So 0 more orders associated with one supplier. So I'll save all of this. Okay, in case I mess something up, which is likely. Okay, and so now how about order defects? Okay, so let's have a class called order defects. So let me put a simple class here, copy, and paste. And I'll move that over here. Okay, and so let's call this, we'll call this class order defects. Okay. And let's see, does order defects have data? It does. Let's call it there's an ID. Oops. An ID, a private ID, a size, and what else? A stock ID. And again, you don't have to do yours this way. An order ID, okay? And so no methods, all right? And so here's my class, order defects. And so we have, so an order is composed of order defects. So again, we need another one of these arrows. So I'll just Control C, Control V, and what I'll do is oh, that's interesting. How was I able to do that? What did I do? I did a Control C, Control V, and then I just grabbed the bar. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So maybe I can go back to this, delete this, and I was trying to figure out how to put a kink in the, let me redraw the arrow. So paste. Okay, so I will do that here. Okay, that's how it's done. You just grab the arrow, grab the line segment at any point, and then that'll put a kink in it. Okay, that can be very useful. Okay, so yeah, like that. Okay, so there's the kink. Now I can go 0 to star, take this out, take this out, and then M1 will be 0 to star, and then M1 is that. Okay, all right. Oops, too many spaces. Okay, so how is that? And then let me take this space out, or put more spaces in maybe. Okay, all right. So there's our associative relationship. Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. Okay, so now I need a composition relationship. So I need to take this resource right here and copy it. Control C, Control V. So I will drag this right there, and then I will put this right there. And so I need to put some kinks in it. So I can do that and do that. So you guys are probably a lot better at this than I am at the artwork. Okay, so there's the composition relationship between order defects and an order. All right, so far so good. All right, so let me save this, and how about one more class? Order defects and stock. Okay, so let's say we have a stock class. So I'll just highlight simple class, copy. I'll put my stock class here. I'll drag it here. Okay, and then I'll just type stock. Now, admittedly, this UML diagram is a little bit complicated, so you can do something much simpler. But you know, when you work in a professional context with this stuff, you'll probably have to use some sort of tool like this. So, unit price, some of my variable choices for stock, and manufactured date. Manufactured date, okay. And then for my methods, I'll just have find factory. It's a public, and my find stock is a public. Okay, so there's my class, and I'll resize it so that you can see the content, and I'll slide it over like so. Okay, so there's my class, and so it's a associative relationship with order defects. So 0, 1 defects are associated with one stock item. Okay, so let's get another one of these. Copy, paste. Okay, so I'll put that there, and then I will drag this node there. Then I'll modify the properties. Then I can say M2 is say 1, and then I could say take this out, and then I could say this would be 0 or 1. Change into 1. Okay, so here's kind of an object relationship in a vehicle inventory system, or any kind of inventory system. Okay, so save. Now, and I'm just playing. I don't think any of this really makes a complete amount of sense. you can do your own research into figuring out the different kinds of classes that will go into your UML diagram. Of course, they'll originate from your CRC. It's just a matter of taking your CRC and dumping it into UML, and then you can use this UML tool to stitch together any kind of relationships that are meaningful. And so, if you choose to go this route, and again, you may have better options. Um, just like you do with your Java code, or the expectation is with your Java code, kind of explain uh, what's going on with your UML diagram, how you rationalize, copy, and I have to paste, right? Kind of rationalize how you deal with your relationships, document each of the linkages, what they mean, and you can even define your variables. So this is pretty much a layout for a Java program, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe this can be used to generate a Java program. I haven't read enough yet on the use of this tool, but um, yeah, it seems pretty exciting. Okay, so the next thing you can do is, of course, save all. You can export it. So right-click on the editor and then export as. Okay, what you can do is you can export it as a PDF if you want it to, and then yeah, vehicle inventory, and then you can turn that in as your CTA for module 4. Okay, so let's see what you export, see if it did it right. Okay, so let me pull up my PDF. I'll try to have some more examples, more meaningful examples later this week if I have time. I'm not sure if I have too much time to work with this tool, but I think it would, if you can find something equivalent, I'm sure there are other variants of this tool out there. It might be well worth your time. And so here's the PDF. I don't know if it makes much sense to you. I'm not too much into this vocational type work. I do other kinds of UML, and so something you can work with. Okay, so that's it for now.